What is up? Eli and I are in New Hampshire. We just finished up day one. It's been fun as hell since we've gotten here. We stopped at an amazing little Colombian coffee shop outside of Boston. After we flew into Boston Logan, then we started driving north, headed to New Hampshire. Spent a decent amount of time at SIG last night shooting tons of guns. Really, really great time. Did a class at the SIG SAUER Self-Defense Academy and then spent the night hanging out with Gavin and some other people.
oftentimes we use the term control, obviously, knife control concepts. I don't know if you've realized, but we use knives. We're looking at controlling a person, and we're a pretty concept-driven system. It's crazy, right? Isn't that a weird idea? But control, when most people think about control, they think about like completely caging and shutting somebody down. They can't move at all. But control can also be, and if you've done enough wrestling or grappling, control can also be that against their movement, I'm able to continually move to stay in the positions I want to stay into. I'm shutting their ability to be effective even though we're moving from position to position. Does that make sense? So that's kind of where we're going with this. I'm not going to assume that, I work out sometimes, right? But I'm not going to assume that's like, if I'm a fucking Kevin's not going anywhere, right? And then he just picks me up and slams me on the floor. But what I can start to say is like, oh, fuck, I did get outside of the elbows. If he's going to go to pull away, like I'm going to let him fucking pull away and I'm going to stay behind his elbow. Right? Drag him straight down. Never 1 for 1. You get your rep. Switch it up. There it is. Nice. Switch it up. Nice job.
Points far enough. So in the case of here, where I've got a 3-point structure like this and 3 walls, instead of just taking a point over a wall, if you were to separate those the two remaining points far enough, then that structure is also going to collapse, right? So whenever you combine those 2 elements of taking a point over a wall and then separating the remaining 2 points, then you've redoubled your efforts in collapsing that structure. Go right into the well of his elbow, right in that antecubital space. My previous hand that was framing is going to drive down to the floor here like this, and I'm going to get on my elbow. So this is going to be similar to a Turkish get-up with a kettlebell. And so I'm going to push this elbow 90 degrees behind his spine. And whenever I start to do that, it's going to start to collapse his structure. Now, if he wants to maintain his body in this orientation, like as it is right now, when I go to push this, what's going to happen is I'm going to wind up pushing him all the way over this way. And
went in day 1 today, amazing group. We had technically 24 people on the mats today. With Gavin and our buddy Dennis that came up from Salem, from Forged. But great group. We've got some wildlife wardens out of Vermont. We've got my buddy Ian Strimbeck from Room Nation that came in. We've got a couple of guys that had taken SIG firearms courses and wanted to start getting into some open hand defensive stuff. So all around, just a really great group, really high energy. It's long days, it's not super long days. It's 5.5 hours, but it's 5.5 hours of nonstop wrestling. All stand up on day 1. We run them through, our core positions from standing. So inside, front side, outside 2-on-1s. Then we talk about split seat belts and back position, transitions in and out of those, hand switches, things like that. But it's difficult. It's a lot of, it's a long, grindy day. And day 2 is not going to be any better once we get them down on the ground. For that. So for a group, any group, to be able to come in and be able to run, 5.5 hours, really dedicated, keep the attention, ask great questions is always a ton of fun. So really great day 1 in the books, amazing questions, tons of progress. It's really cool to see good progress. And then we do a little debrief at the end. We generally ask like 2 questions. What's one thing you did really well? And then what's one thing that you need to work on, or maybe an aha type moment. And the feedback is just phenomenal out of this group. And it generally is, which is really exciting. We seem to see the demographic that comes out for the courses are people that want to work. They understand that, dealing with an edged weapon's not, 5 magic techniques or anything simple like that. So they're committed to coming in and learning how to work, and they ask freaking great questions. I love the questions, are one of my favorite parts. But anyway, so we finished up, we filmed a couple of videos afterwards, went out for some drinks with Ian, Dennis, and Gavin. And then Eli and I came back here, got freshened up, and went out for more drinks because we like to explore the local breweries around this joint, or around everywhere we go to visit. But we're back in the hotel. It's officially 10:27. I'm going to settle in, pack the bags, get ready. We fly out tomorrow after day 2. But most importantly, I'm going to smash this Twix salted caramel 4-piece because I earned it. Damn it. That's the business. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go get some sleep. Wake up in the morning, get some delicious coffee, and hit the ground for day 2 KCC here in New Hampshire at the SIG SAUER Academy at the Self-Defense Training Center.
Front side 2-on-1 here like this. As he goes to retract, he's blading his body. I chase it in. And again, details on this one. I'm maintaining control on that wrist. As this one traces through, I'm cutting back with the pinky. I'm trying to touch my pinky to the tip of his elbow back here, right? And then we're framing that in. I'm using that to kind of corrupt his balance and base a little bit. The head is in, hips are in off of this, right? So everybody's got the mechanics of this from yesterday, right? Now, as far as how we're looking for it to take down off of this, right? You could do some very dynamic stuff, but sometimes the dynamic stuff is going to wind you up in a very precarious kind of position that's going to like get you into some trouble. So instead of that, I just need to get his feet just a little off the floor, right? Not a lot. I don't have to pick him way up and suplex him. If you have the ability to do it, cool. Pros and cons to it, right? So from this position though, I'm going to bump my hips in just to get his feet off the floor. Do you ever see those like little Newton ball things? Newton's cradle, yeah? Think about that. Like, so when I get him off the floor, my hips are engaged in such a way that it should kind of make his feet kind of clack pendulum out like that, right? So essentially what I'm talking about is here, this way, okay? That's it. That's just that much, right? Don't need anything super dramatic. So that's what's happening. Now, as far as what that would look like without any upper body attachment, if we're just here, it would be in a way that like, for me to do it, I would lose my balance backward. That's how much I want my hips engaged. So I'm running my feet into him, almost past his foot, and then humping my hips and pelvis against his leg down here, okay? So again, we find ourselves in our split seatbelt. I'm gonna run in to do that, get his feet just a little off the floor, and then I'm gonna retract from the outside leg to drop him in, right? This way, okay? At that position now, again, it might behoove me, right, to keep this hand pinned, like this little linchpin kind of position right here on his arm. That's pretty nice because for him to be able to turn and rotate to face me in that position is going to be difficult, okay? So then what does that leave him relegated to? Typically, it's going to leave him relegated to trying to turn and prone himself like this,
So I am here with our buddy Gavin Wageman, and we are at the Self-Defense Training Center at SIG. And just really quick, you know, again, like we've been here, we're on day 2 of KCC1. We came and visited September of last year, something like that, to hang out a little bit and check this place out, and it's awesome. But it's also pretty new. And Gavin is officially like the head of this new self-defense training center and this new kind of push by SIG. So just give us a basic rundown. What's going on maybe the next couple months? What's your plan for the training center? Just give people an idea and then how they can come and hang out here.
Yeah, guys. So this is the SIG Self-Defense Training Center located at the SIG SAUER Academy, 233 Exeter Road in Epping, New Hampshire. The purpose of this is to kind of start trying to learn how to marry all these different martial arts at once, because we have access to about 400 acres worth of ranges of all sorts of different types, tactical ranges, 270-degree ranges, 1,000-yard ranges, and people are getting very, very good practicing the martial art of gunfighting. But now there's time, like SIG never slows down, not for a second, so it's time to start evolving this and start combining the next level of learning how to defend themselves, which is incorporating things like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, having this knife control concept corporate company come through here, and start marrying together all these different martial arts and learning how to prepare ourselves for the worst day of our life. And SIG really does lead the charge with that. They take this stuff seriously. They take it very, very seriously about getting people prepared for you know, the worst day of their life. So,
yeah, and it's the training center here is awesome, and especially like the story. If you ever get a chance to really like sit down with Gavin, if you come through and just ask about like how he kind of for the most part made a lot of this happen, whether they liked it or not. But it's a really cool story. It's a really awesome opportunity, and to be completely honest, if you've never had a chance to come out to the SIG campus, I mean, it's first off, it's sprawling. I mean, it's like we're like the second building in, and there's like acres upon acres of places that, you know, you go deeper on
it's
it.
massive.
But yeah, and it's like, you know, half the time most people I don't even think get past the experience center, let alone back here to where the rest of it's at. But it's a really neat, awesome place. It's kind of like a playground. It's a little kind of adventure and self-defense Disneyland. So you can come out here and take a rifle course, do some long-range rifle shooting. You can do some handgun stuff. They've got a little, like, again, 270-degree range with some buildings and structures, and then you can come over here and learn from Gavin and his crew, which, by the way, Gavin's a first degree, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, first degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's bringing in a ridiculous amount of names. I mean, Hoist is coming through, Ian Strombeck from Rune Nation's coming through, and the Sheepdog's coming in a couple of weeks.
Sheepdog will be back here.
And then obviously we'll be back again for some more stuff.
Oh, yeah, you can count on that.
So, but again, if you have an opportunity to come out and check it out, I mean, the place is freaking awesome. And then, I mean, worst comes to worst, just come hang out with Gavin. He's cool as hell.
I'm pretty
Do some
friendly.
jiu-jitsu. Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude. So, all right, guys, we'll see you later. Yeah, snap him. Yep, now work to the back. Nice. Now see you guys gonna stand up. Good. Back to the outside. Catch the outside. Catch the outside. Catch the